start with Berkshire Hathaway, which is a diversified investment holding company controlled by Warren Buffett.
Exactly. Warren Buffett, he's like the Hercules of the investment world. Everybody, when they want to put themselves in a favorable light, says we're like the Warren Buffett of, Britain
100%.
or South Africa or wherever.
The investments in Berkshire Hathaway focused on insurance, industrial and consumer sectors.
Right, so we're going to talk about the assets in a minute, but 324 billion rands worth of market capitalization.
Billion dollars.
Beg your pardon. That's a heavyweight, even by global standards.
P/E ratio of 18 and no dividend yield.
Yes.
So are you one of the disciples of Warren Buffett?
Look, he's an extremely clever man. I think he has really been an absolute win for investment discourse, because what he's shown is the merits and benefits of being quite calm and cautious and reserved and holding stuff for a very long time. That's probably been his signal contribution.
The key underpin to his story, there is something that mirrors your investment style, and that is the belief in the underlying consumer.
Yeah, so he's got very solid investments in his core portfolio in insurance in America. So certainly Geico, which is a leading short-term insurance provider. In fact, some people say that the fact that they've got that free float from the insurance business is key. He's also got a whole lot of engineering businesses, like Precision Cast Parts was something they bought recently.
So that's the industrial part of his portfolio.
Indeed. And then remember, big exposure to the consumer through some of their listed entity holdings, which means things like Coca-Cola. They've got stakes in railroad companies. I'm jumping around a bit, but this is the nature of that investment vehicle.
Can you give us a little more clarity on the graph up on the screen at the moment?
So that's a 5-year chart, and what I can tell you is that over the last 5 years, Berkshire Hathaway has slightly trailed the S&P 500. So that means Warren Buffett,
has underperformed the S&P.
Underperformed, although over 10 years he's done a better job. Over the last 5 years, he's not. My core concern about Berkshire Hathaway is that the two key players in that entity are Warren Buffett himself, who's about 85 years old, and his partner, Charlie Munger, who is 90 years old. So what are you buying when you buy a diversified investment company like that? You are presumably assuming that the successor to that duo is going to be at least as good as they are, and I'm not sure that's a valid observation.
No, I'm not sure that's a valid observation at all.
Look, there are a couple of people that are supposedly his key lieutenants. There's a guy called Ajit Jain who runs the insurance operations. There's a guy called Todd Coombs who's been taking care of some of the investment portfolio. And he continues to make amazing deals, even now. I mean, their most recent transaction for like $30 billion was to buy an engineering company called Precision Cast Parts, which makes like the turbine blades that go into aircraft engines. Fantastic company, got them at a good price. The share price was down. He continues to work his investment portfolio. Remember, he's been buying things like IBM and Wells Fargo. Great companies.
Hot or not?
I'm kind of thinking that it's not hot. I mean, as much as you can go in there and say it's great to own, the same company that Warren does, for me, there is a concern about succession, and I don't really see what's going to happen with that portfolio beyond his life, other than that a bunch of investment bankers are going to swoop like vultures and break it up.
Right, let's stay on the international theme. Are you going hot or not? You're saying not hot.
So I'm
Did you
going
say
not hot on Berkshire Hathaway, yeah.